Hey guys, thanks for joining me. We have some breaking news that we have to give you guys. I'm trying to get out of here, but we definitely got to talk about this baby because OMG. Thank y'all for joining. Of course, everything said in this video is alleged and in my opinion, and of course, is used for fair use and entertainment. Welcome to Rails World, where we keep all the updated news that I know you guys can use. Let's go ahead and get into this tea. All right, let's go ahead and share with you guys. Let's go ahead and share with you guys. We have some news to break to you guys. Y'all know who this person is coming up on my screen. None other than Jarvis Butts, who was just found guilty of unaliving a young girl who was said to be 12, 13 years old, Naziah Harris. We do have an update for that. As you guys can see, breaking news, honey, breaking news. Jarvis Butts, convicted in the Naziah Harris unaliving case, is found unalive in prison, you guys. He has been found unalive in prison. This is from the Metro Detroit News. We're going to also give another news source to make this more concrete. Said that Jarvis Butts, the Detroit man who pleaded guilty in the disappearance of the unaliving of 13-year-old Naziah Harris, as well as 5 other criminal cases involving multiple victims over several years, was found unalive in his prison cell, sources tell MDN. All right, so let's take that down because I found another source as well. We always don't like to report, especially something like this, from one source. I pulled it from a reputable source as well. So we don't have people out here saying, that's a motherfucking lie. Well, let's get into it, shall we? This is from WXYZ Detroit, ABC News. Jarvis Butts, the man sentenced in the unaliving of Naziah Harris, has been found unalive, police sources confirmed. Y'all remember him? He always had this damn mask on while sitting in jail. He was just found guilty of multiple crimes against multiple children and young girls. So Jarvis Butts, who was recently sentenced for the unaliving of 13-year-old Naziah Harris, was found unalive in a Michigan Department of Corrections facility. Multiple law enforcement sources confirmed to 7 News Detroit, which is where all of this took place. On March the 12th, Harris was sentenced to 35 to 60 years in prison. In addition to Naziah Harris' case, Butts was sentenced to 5 other cases of criminal and sexual conduct. All of them were to be served concurrently. He's such a punk, okay? Said that Butts was sentenced to the following on March the 12th: second-degree unaliving, 35 to 60 years; second-degree criminal and sexual conduct with a person 17 years or older; third-degree criminal and sexual conduct with a person 13 to 15 years old; 3 counts of second-degree criminal and sexual conduct with persons under the age of 13. Continuing on, prosecutors say that Butts unalived the teen after finding out that she was pregnant with his child. Her body was never found, okay? The 43-year-old was charged. This is Naziah, the young girl who went missing. The 43-year-old was charged last year in connection with Naziah's unaliving and sexual assault in other cases. Butts took a plea deal weeks before he was set to go to trial for the sexual assault and unaliving of 13-year-old Naziah. Now, as part of the plea deals, several charges were dropped in each of those cases, including the sexual assault charge in the Naziah Harris case. Okay, so that is the update with this. Let's see what this is. They're showing
taxes was chasing.
Let's get past this. This commercial. And let's see what they're showing here. I want to show you guys everything related to this. So yeah, he's no longer with us. Okay, he's no longer with us. Now, they did not say if someone actually unalived him. They say he was found unalive, so someone could have unalived him. You guys know how they feel about pedos in prison. Okay, hold on.
See the horrors that she had gone through in her short life: the exploitation, the molestations, the sexual abuse, and the pregnancy that she was concealing.
Years before Jarvis Butts would be charged by Wayne County's prosecutor, accused of killing and sexually abusing 13-year-old Naziah Harris, Harris's own relatives say they saw the warning signs and told anyone who would listen.
So that at that point, I was like, this is too much. I'm calling CPS.
I tried not just once, but multiple times for them to take me serious in what I was saying.
Kiwana Morton and her cousin Jernell are both relatives of Naziah Harris. In February of 2022, Jernell says she learned of allegations of improper touching involving butts and other small children. She says she was told about the claims while talking to her niece, Jarvis Butt's girlfriend, and that the alleged victims were Neziah Harris and 2 other children.
I was just like, oh my God, I was not crazy. This needs to be looked into.
She says she took the claim seriously in part because Butts was on the sex offender registry, having spent more than 8 years in prison for third-degree criminal sexual conduct. She didn't alert authorities at first because she believed her niece would notify police. But weeks later, Jernell did notify Child Protective Services. Her complaint came in on April 13, 2022. There was an incident at a birthday party, the complaint reads. One of the children that attended the party accused Jarvis of sexual abuse. Neziah, and name withheld, reported that Jarvis touched both of them inappropriately as well. Jarvis touched, name withheld, in her private area, and it hurt. Jernell made the complaint over the phone.
They basically told me if they needed me for anything else, they would reach out.
The next day, Jernell would receive a text from her niece, Butt's girlfriend, confirming that CPS had contacted her. CPS called me, the text reads. They called about the well-being of my kids. Then they called back to get Jarvis info. A CPS spokeswoman would not tell 7 News Detroit if investigators ever questioned Neziah Harris after receiving the complaint. But we do know it wasn't the only complaint filed with CPS, naming Jarvis Butts.
And it wasn't easy for me to call Protective Services just because of the horror stories that you hear.
Kawana Morton said she heard about the same allegations against Butts from a conversation with his girlfriend. 2 months after her cousins called to CPS, she would file her own complaint.
I told them that there's a problem and they need to be aware of it. I am 90% sure that there's sexual abuse going on within the home.
Did you specifically mention Jarvis by name?
Yes, absolutely.
Internal CPS records we obtained show that investigators looked into that complaint, conducting a face-to-face interview with Butts, who strongly denied the allegation. A forensic interview was conducted with the alleged victim, and no disclosures were made. CPS said the home was clean and free of observed safety concerns. The allegation was denied, assigned a low risk level. These are 2 complaints of at least 5 filed with CPS since 2015, naming Jarvis Butts. They allege concerns about possible molestation, physical abuse, or living conditions. Some of the complaints are generic, and none would ultimately substantiate that Butts was improperly touching children. Just over a year after the last complaint on record, Butts would be charged with sexually assaulting and murdering Neziah Harris.
I'm brokenhearted because this could have been prevented. All of it could have been prevented.
Attorneys for Jarvis Butts declined comment for this story, citing his pending criminal case. As for CPS, a spokeswoman for the Department of Health and Human Services said their hearts go out to the family and friends of Neziah Harris. They said that state and federal laws prohibit them from commenting on what we've reported, but that they're committed to ensuring the health and safety of all children. I'm Ross Jones, 7 News Detroit.
Okay, so that gives you a little more information on this case and how all of this kind of came about, the charges that he was facing. But it looks like somebody might have got him in there. Now, I did see and or hear about him being beat up a few times in jail, which is why he had like this limp whenever he came in each time for his hearings. And he did look a little beat up and bruised up a little bit. I know at one point he had like a red bruise or something on him, but they wasn't playing with him in there. I told you guys how they feel about pedos in jail, baby. They will beat them up and sometimes unalive them. So unfortunately for him, he did not get to spend his or do his whole entire time in prison because he was facing a lot. So again, they did not say if someone unalived him or if he unalived himself. Maybe he took himself out knowing all this time that he was spending, that he's not going to be getting out anytime soon. Maybe he cracked under pressure. We did see him become emotional during his sentencing trial when his own daughter took the trial to talk about how she did not see him as a father figure anymore, and how she experienced the same thing of the other girls who were up there to testify against him as well. She was also sexually assaulted by her own father. This is her birth father. He did become emotional. He did start crying behind his mask. He tried to hold it in, but you could visibly see that he was actually, it was piercing him. He was feeling what his daughter was saying, because she was crying, and she was also very upset about finding out that he was indeed found guilty of unaliving Naziah, who was also her cousin, and she described as her best friend. So that is the update on this Jarvis Butts case. We're not going to spend any more time on it. You guys can, for those of you just coming in, please hit the replay on that. But from what's being reported, let's stop sharing. Or let's go back. Let me reshare so that I can have it on the screen when I say it, because y'all know I like receipts. I don't like to report nothing without showing receipts. But what's being reported is that Jarvis Butts, the young man who was found guilty of unaliving Naziah Harris in Detroit, as well as who he incidentally assaulted several other girls, including his own daughter, was found unalive. Jarvis Butts, the man sentenced in the unaliving of Naziah Harris, was found unalive. Police sources have confirmed. This is coming from a reputable source, which is WXYZ Detroit's ABC News. For those of you that want to go and check it out, I will drop the link here if you guys want to read more. Again, this is from a reputable source. This is this may be some news for some people that may bring peace, that he's no longer here and that he can no longer hurt anyone. But then again, understand this man does have children who are probably, even though they don't see him as a father figure, and he may have abused them as well, they may feel a way that their father is no longer with us. So Jarvis Butts has been unalived, you guys. They said that they did find him unalive in his cell. And this was just reported. This is breaking news. Thank you guys for joining. Please check out other videos here on Rails World, as well as the Caramel Rail page, and also like up this video, share this video, and please comment and let me know what you guys feel about this news that we reported in this video. Okay, breaking news: Jarvis Butts has allegedly been found unalived. Okay, let's get out of here, guys. Love you guys down until the next one. Thank you to my top flight mods, Tiffany Thomas, Rose Armstead, and True TV Podcast. Also, thank you so much for all of my Caramelians being here, any content creators that stop by as well. All right, love you guys down until the next one.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range, cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They'll deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why I say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you'll find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. And even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.